There's also this homeless guy around here named, get this, his name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Now, I got my doubts on that being his real name, but if Buddy wants to go by John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, I'll say go for it. But John's pretty cool. He's the older fellow that lives around here, and I always see him. For the longest, you know, we get so many homeless people with mental problems. Like when you see some of them, you know, and then you see some of them, it's like, man, maybe this person's just hard on their luck. I thought John Jacob was a little more on the hard on his luck side, and so I'd always see him, since I'm always walking. I'd always see him, and a few months ago before Corona hit, I was like really down in my dumps, just because I was going broke. Corona was starting to happen. Thought I was gonna have to move to Ohio, and I seen John, and I noticed him from a few times, so I gave him 20 bucks, and then I didn't see him for a little bit, and then I seen him again one day when I was biking home, and I gave him some fruit snacks, and then ever since then, every time we see each other, it's just nice. I can see him on the street, and he'll say hello to me, and then I'll say hello to him. One day I stopped to give him fruit snacks. It was actually raining, so it was raining, and anytime it rains, John Jacob, he stands outside of this store. It's a mattress store, a little bit. It's a little bit down the road, but way down the road. But it's on this road, actually. But John Jacob, sorry, I don't know if this is loud or not, so I'll just wait to tell my story. But yeah, it was raining, and anytime it rains, John Jacob, I've seen him probably 4 times outside the store on a rainy day. He just sits there and he sweeps the gutter. He keeps it clean. He'll sweep all the leaves out. But yeah, I seen him, I stopped. I was like, hey brother, you remember me? And he's like, oh yeah, I remember you. Anytime I talk to John always, he reminds me of the angels. That's why I like talking to John. Because John don't give a damn what I gotta say to him. But he's a kind soul. And the day that I gave him the $20, I don't know what Bible verse or what, but I think it was in Genesis. But me, myself, I'm kind of on the fence with religion. I don't know. There's a higher power, guarantee, but I'd like to believe more in people than like a... Don't get me wrong, religion is good. I think it helps a lot of people live the right lifestyle. I think it, for anybody, no matter what religion, you know. And here's one thing I'd change about the world. Just because one religion has been a base for so long, dang, I'm really sidetracking off of John Jacob. I'll get back to that. But there's 2.1 billion Christians. There's 1.8 billion Muslims. And sorry, I don't have the statistics on everything else, but I would imagine Buddhism and Hinduism and all those other religions alike, they've got a pretty significant number too, you know? So it's like 2.1 billion and 1.8 billion. Now there's a 3 billion people gap, but 1.8 billion is still a lot of people. So it's like, no matter your religion or no matter your beliefs, I feel like a lot of the main focuses are just how you treat your neighbor, you know? And I'll loop that back to John. So, John would always tell me these Bible verses. And he said I was an angel that dropped out of the sky. Well, I made sure to remind John that he was an angel too. And now whenever I see him, I try and take care of him, whether, you know, I don't always have cash on me, I don't always have stuff, but if I got a hello, I'll give it to him. If I got money, I'll give it to him. If I got food, I'll give it to him. Because so far, John hasn't said no to nothing. A lot of people sometimes try and give him stuff, and sometimes they've already ate, sometimes they don't want it, sometimes they just need money. But John's cool. Shows me the time of day, I show him the time of day. And slowly I started realizing that John's not all there. the day I asked him his name, that's when I realized John's not fully there. Because I stopped, I seen him sweeping the gutter. I was pedaling back to my house because I had to go to Walmart to get some snacks. But I was pedaling back, I seen John. It was raining and he was just sweeping. At first I passed him, but I was like, ah man, I gotta turn around, I gotta say hello. So I paddled back, I had 2 boxes of fruit snacks, kept one for myself, gave one to John. And that's when I found out his name. I was like, hey man, because this is I gave him the $20 before I left and went to Ohio in April. And then this is fast forward, I got back like June and I seen John. So I pedaled by, I was like, hey man, you remember me? He's like, yeah, you're the angel. He didn't remember my name. But I'll tell you what, that made me smile. So then I was like, hey, what was your name? He's like, and he sat there and he thought about it for a second. And he's like, And he's like, it's John. Oh yeah, it's nice to meet you, John. He said, John, Jacob, how does the rest of it go? I said, you mean to tell me your name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt? He said, yeah, that's it. And that's it. That's the day I found out that his name was John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And that's just, really, that's a day in my life. I'm just walking around, talking to random people, trying to surf, trying not to get sunburnt. But yeah, that's my story on John. I'll let you guys see some of the view instead of my ugly mug. Normally I would have changed my surfboard to a different hand by now. My fingers are already numb, but it's not too bad. Cool flowers. I'd say at this point, we're probably 50% of the way there, which is pretty impressive. I thought I'd have a dead GoPro by now, but this is the safe way I went to yesterday. So my GoPro's just about dead, so I'm gonna set my board down here in the grass real quick, change the battery, and we'll get back to the scheduled program. Also, let my arm get some feeling back into it. Oh, All right, we're back to the scheduled programming. Not gonna lie, I can't really feel myself holding this GoPro because my fingers are still kind of numb, but we're doing it. So, right there, change hands, now we're good to go. We're almost home. Sorry.